Sony's stock price decreased by 1% on the Tokyo Stock Exchange Day, the single business day after the company released its third quarter earnings report and charted slowing gains in its video games business. That decrease marks the largest fall in price Sony stock has seen since September 2015. As Bloomberg points out, there are other factors that likely contributed to the declining share price, like Sony's struggling superior smartphone business. But that slowing momentum in the company's PlayStation arm has analysts apprehensive of the company's near future. Sony's latest financial report clocked operating income in its games business at 73.1 billion yen, $668.2 million, at the three-month period ending December 31st.
2018
A 14% decrease from last year's holiday quarter. The quarter saw a strong showing from software sales, something that helped offset slowing sales of PlayStation 5 hardware. But, coming off a year with a strong software lineup, 2019 don't have nearly as many heavy hitters planned for release that could help compensate for those declining hardware sales. Analysts cited by Bloomberg note that they are keeping a watchful eye on Sony as they assess any risk that might come along with the slowing games business, while some are anticipating the launch of the next PlayStation console during the next fiscal year, and any costs that might come with that endeavor. Just a quick final reminder today that early registration for the 2019 Game Developers Conference ends tomorrow, Wednesday, January 13th, at 11:59 p.m. Pacific, and organizers encourage anyone interested in attending to register now at a discounted rate. If you are thinking about coming to GD this year, the early registration discount is a great way to save some money and guarantee yourself a pass to the show, which always hosts an industry-leading lineup of lectures, panels, and tutorials for game makers and other industry professionals. This year, there's a ton of great stuff lined up, including the new game Discoverability Day, a full day of TALKSDISCUSSINGPOACTICAL case studies on strategies for PC, console and mobile game developers to help their work stand out amid the sea of games filling today's markets. Discoverability Day is just one of many focused tutorials accelerating the first 2 days of GD 2019. One wholly focused on helping you maximize the chances of as many people enjoying your game as possible. For example, in her Discoverability Day talk, Otis Me, the grind behind the $272K funding success of Boyfriend Jinjin, Kid Fox Games, Victoria Chen, will give you an inside look at the lengthy work that went into making Boyfriend Jinjin an instant success. How did the Kid Fox Games team attract press? Did social media matter that much? How did a 5-person team manage? How did their community help? Let's lift the veil on the numbers and technical aspects behind the indie discoverability grind. Chen is also presenting an intriguing advocacy track talk at this year's show that's all about fashion in games, and why it matters in why fashion in most game songs and why you should care. She will explore the recent history of fashion in games, offer tips of improving the fashion options in your own product, and examine why fashion in games is one of the most downplayed parts of the medium elsewhere. As part of the GD 2019 X Mobile Summit, King will give you a behind-the-scenes look at his latest Candy Crush gaming, expanding the world of Candy Crush, a post-mortem on Candy Crush Friends Saga, featuring principal game designer Jeremy Can, studio-led narrative design, Tracy Dong, and Senior Director of Visual Development Robert McKenzie. This session will walk through the process of how the development team expanded the game world and built upon this billion-dollar to create a more accessible game, including adding collection and other gameplay elements, redesigning the look of the characters, and retrofitting a new narrative foundation. Make time to attend, and you are likely to walk away with practical learnings about the game design, art vision, and the strategy behind the making of this new Candy Crush game, as well as the goals and challenges of expanding the world of this successful IP. If you are more interested in the ways different vehicles traverse the open world of the new Just Cause game, check out Volani Studios' lead mechanics designer Hamashion's programming track talk on vehicle physics and tire dynamics in Just Cause 4. He will show you how the latest Just Cause game codes with a wide range of vehicles and playstyles through thoughtful design of its tire dynamics, and how the right technical decisions were reached during design of the game's vehicle physics model. You want to be there, because Yang also plans to get through the magic formula tire model. Examiningly, it may not be optimal for Arcadian's MCAD handling, and propose a more designer-friendly approach, which is not semi-empirical, has considerably fewer parameters, and produces more player-friendly results. And of course, do not forget about the DD2019 Vision Track. It's a special series of high-profile talks, exploring the future of the game industry that touch on everything from what game devs can learn from Walt Disney Imagineering team, in a special talk on playing with magic, interactive worlds and Walt Disney Imagineering. Tony Wontek, Pokemon founder and CEO John Hanks, talk on the state future of our games, rose-colored glasses. Hank's talk is especially interesting because he will provide a deep look at augmented reality, tech all day, and help you think. Around long-term games and experiences that can successfully deliver persistent shared experiences in the real world. Do not miss it. For more details on this and all of the announced talks, head over to TheOnlineEDC 2019 session scheduler, where you can check out all the sessions on offer at the show this year. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on EDC 2019, visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. The profile of skateboarding games has gone downhill since the heyday of Activision's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater franchise, and even its physics-based skate games. A few trends have affected big brand skateboarding franchises, and one factor may be this is generally, with some exceptions, been a slow transition from arcade fun with simple button presses, translating into stellar tricks to more complicated, harder to grasp systems that exclude audiences who, the other ways, play an easy to learn, hard to master skateboarding game. Glass Bottom Games, the minds behind the adorable skateboard, is on a mission to bring accessibility back to the skateboarding genre by fusing the best elements of pro skate with those of skate. We are trying to combine the best parts of both skate and the Tony Hawk games. We want you to roll up a half pipe and have that physical feel that the pro skater games did not have, said Glass Bottom Games programmer and designer Megan Fox. We realized there was this cool middle ground. Skate is fun, but it's super inaccessible to play, and we wanted to mitigate that. The idea behind Skateboard, that charming skater featuring a bird shredding through a tabletop-sized Toy Story-like park, came after folks found a GIF of a real bird skating around on a half-pipe in a mini skate park. Another developer, who goes by the Kingvin on Twitter, had created a prototype skateboarding game featuring a bird with no rider who could not get the human part of skateboarding to feel quite right without looking funky. Folks thought making a bird the focus would allow the game to be a bit zanier without feeling out of place. I contacted him and he loved the idea of a bird on a bird, so I bought what he created and started to incorporate it. Folks said, I decided to just project the bird on top of the board. The board is what exists physically and the bird mostly just tries to follow along in a somewhat intelligent way. Fox describes the player character in skateboarding simulation games as a pin sliding around a skate park. Everything is fake and the entire character is a self-contained element.